Hey superstar, it's Gavin here from Wake Up Fulfilled. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're going to be talking about why I don't visualize. I'm a subconscious mind specialist and I help people reprogram their subconscious identity, their subconscious personality to create the reality that they want and really see more success and happiness in their lives. If you're interested in a free subconscious diagnosis session, head over to neutralityshifting.com, or there'll be a link in the description where you can go get your free subconscious diagnosis. So we're going to be talking about why I don't visualize and how you can begin visualizing correctly to see astronomical success with your visualization and really reprogram your subconscious mind for more success and happiness and joy and prosperity and all of that great stuff. But before we do that, leave a comment below with an affirmation or an affirmation about what it is that you want to create in your life. So every time you watch my videos, you're going to continually be active rather than passive and learn and actually reprogram your subconscious mind by typing out your affirmation or affirmation. So the reason why I don't visualize is because I really struggled with it. I really struggle with visualization, and I'd watch the movie The Secret and I'd buy books on visualization. I think I got one here somewhere. I can't see it right now. Oh, here it is. So I got a book on visualization. This is a really good book on visualization. So I bought books on it and I studied visualization and stuff like this, but they were always telling me to see stuff and try and picture things in your mind and picture the life that you want and all of this stuff. When for me, that didn't work. I was struggling to see things. There was a real struggle. And some of the gurus were saying, hey, just practice, and you'll begin seeing more and more and more. So it's like, telling an elephant to climb a tree or, a fish to climb a tree. This is not your skill set. And what I've learned about life is you want to align your personality with what you're doing, okay? The activities that you're doing in life. So a lot of my business and a lot of what I do is designed around my personality and who I am and the way I operate. I design life around me and the way I operate, and that's why I'm able to perform at a certain level and get a certain level of success in life. And so what I want to teach you is a very, very powerful VAC system and the different ways in which you interpret reality, because everyone interpret reality differently. And you want to go ahead and understand how you interpret reality, and then you want to take the steps to start using your preferred way of doing visualization and getting the success that you want in reprogramming your subconscious mind. Because if you're doing it the right way, now you're going to reprogram your subconscious mind way quicker than you would than if you wasn't using what I'm about to share with you. Okay? So again, I was visualizing, trying to see the visuals, but it wasn't working for me. And so I was let me introduce you to the VAC system, okay? The VAC. This is taken from Neuro-Linguistic programming. And we all perceive dominantly in one particular way. So if I ask you right now, what are you experiencing right now? Okay. What's the first thing that comes to your mind? What are you experiencing right now? Okay. What's the first thing that happens? What's the first thing that you say? Some of you might say, well, there's a computer in front of me, or there's a phone in front of me, and I'm watching Gavin, right? Or there's people around me, or whatever it is, and you're seeing, okay? Meaning you're a visual person. The first immediate thing that you look at is something that's visual. Some of you might be audio, okay? Some of you might be, you can hear how quiet it is, or you can hear the birds, or you can hear my voice, okay? You went straight to audio. Some of you may have went to kinesthetic. I feel calm, or I feel excited about this video. You feel a certain way. You're a kinesthetic person. And so everyone has a dominant way of interpreting reality, and you got to find out, okay, which one are you? Okay, so the question is simply, what's the first thing that you noticed in your experience right now, right? And some of you may have noticed something visual, some of you maybe noticed something audio, some of you maybe noticed something kinesthetic, which is the feeling. You know, for me, I'm very kinesthetic. I'm a kinesthetic learner. I like to actually do things. That's the way I learn, in practically doing stuff. I can learn from visual. Audio's like one of my worst ways of learning. But you know, when someone's telling me something or teaching me something, so if I'm in a class or something like this and they're teaching me, it's very hard for me to listen and remember what they're saying and retain it. So I really struggle with the audio. And so the best way I like to learn is practically doing something and actively doing something. This is why the school system doesn't work for everyone. Because some people are practical learners, not just sitting there passively doing something. Especially if you have ADHD, ADD, you want to be actively doing stuff, and that's how you're going to learn a lot faster, a lot quicker. And it's kind of interesting. In school, I've done very well at science because my science teacher actually had text, but with images. Okay, because I was able to learn from the visual. So kinesthetic is my first, visual is my second, and so that science, I done really good in science because I was able to learn from the pictures, okay, and it was more active. When you're in science, you're doing stuff, right? You got your Bunsen burner, you got your cylinders, and you're mixing stuff, right? You're doing all these things in science, and so I was actively learning, whereas other classes I didn't do as well at. And so when it comes to visualization, imagine how this affects your visualization. If someone's just telling you to visualize and visualize and visualize and visualize the life that you want, it's going to be a struggle for you to do. It was for me, you know, and that can be very kind of depressing in a way, because in school I felt like I wasn't good enough and I couldn't learn and I was dumb and all this stuff. Whereas some people saw me as smart, I just didn't believe it for myself because I just felt like I wasn't retaining the information. And so you want to be able to retain the information because that's how you reprogram your subconscious mind. You're making your visualization a part of who you are. You're making your visualization a part of your memory, your memory bank. And so if you're doing it in a way where you can't retain it, well, you're going to struggle to get the life that you want. So you want to work out, okay, which way do you visualize the best? And you want to start visualizing like that. So when I visualize, all I'm doing is feeling. That is all I'm doing. That's why I don't visualize. I feelize. I feelize. Or I hairize, right? I hairize, right? So I feel my way through things. I'm feeling the abundance of, closing the sale and growing my business. I'm feeling the confidence. I'm feeling it. Don't necessarily see it or see myself as confidence or anything like that. I don't necessarily hear myself or hear a voice in my head as confidence. It's more of a kinesthetic way, right? I'm feeling it. So when you're visualizing, you want to feel it if you're kinesthetic. If you're an audio person and you like hearing, like you're very good at hearing and taking on things or whatever it is, then you want to use audio, okay? And then visual is the last one. Now you can add the other modalities. For example, I'm kinesthetic, and what I found is when I talk out loud, okay, I'm kinesthetic, so I'm feeling more, but I'm using audio by talking out loud, so I'm describing how I feel while I'm visualizing. And in the visual, it's very hard for me. I can slightly see like fadey images. And so it's like I'm kinesthetically touching the steering wheel, for example, and I can like kind of picture the steering wheel a little bit. Not as great, but it's kind of there. But don't beat yourself up or feel bad that you can't see, you can't see it, or you can't hear it or whatever it is, because maybe you're kinesthetic, or maybe you can hear it and you can't visualize it, or maybe you can visualize it and you can't feel it, okay? That was me a lot as well. There was a point in my life where I was very like emotionally numb, very, very blank in my emotions. I couldn't really feel, and I was visualizing. I'm not really feeling anything. And sometimes what happens to us is traumatic experiences. We go through hard times and we get emotional numbness. And that's something that I help people with neutrality shifting coaching. But a lot of people suffer to feel emotions. And it's because they've been through hard times, or maybe they're emotionally sensitive and they're afraid to feel emotion subconsciously, and so they're pushing emotion away. So I really struggled to feel. However, there was a point in my life where I was visualizing me being in the Maldives. I couldn't feel it, but I was visualizing it. Okay. I was trying my best to feel it, and I was hearing the birds and I was hearing the waves of the ocean, and I could slightly see a beach, but it wasn't that great. And so I had a visualization process, and it ended up working. Actually, about a year later, I was in the Maldives for 10 days, I think it was, and I had an amazing time. And so this visualization process does work. And what I would say is one of the most powerful processes that you can do in terms of visualization is not necessarily visualizing an external. Okay, of course, for a lot of us, it's not about the external thing and trying to get things to come in. It's more about us coming into what it is that we want. So it's working within. How can I increase my level of confidence and feeling confident, and imagining myself feeling confident in social situations, or visualizing yourself closing the sales, or visualizing yourself doing the activity that you find tedious or monotonous or whatever it is, and program your subconscious mind to do that particular activity that leads to where you want to be. Because for a lot of us, it's not knowing more information, it's just action, taking a lot of action towards what it is that we want. And I found with a lot of people, when I'm working with them one-on-one, that it comes down to them just taking action on the thing. Okay, they feel a certain way about it, which is hindering them from taking action. And then once I eliminate those subconscious identities and personalities, they're able to move forward and take action, not with willpower or force, but from a place of meaning and drive and emotion, where they're not using the head, but they're using their heart to take massive action, which is way more sustainable for most people. And so this is why I don't visualize. So again, so as of right now, we do offer a free subconscious mind diagnosis session, and that's available at neutralityshifting.com. Neutralityshifting.com. There will be a link in the description. If you're on Instagram, it will be up here somewhere, right? Click on that and then you're able to go there, or just go to my link in my bio on Instagram. All right. Without further ado, I love you, I appreciate you, and I wish you all the very best of success. I see you in the next video. Much love. Oh yeah, and keep learning, keep growing, keep expanding. I'll speak to you soon. Peace.